Okay, welcome back to tonight's tutorial. We have got some phyllo pastry. We've got some spinach and feta, and I've put a little bit of capsicum and parmesan and a shitload of garlic in there. And then for something different, we've got some mushroom, a load of herbs out of the garden, so thyme, rosemary, marjoram, parsley, bit of onion, spring onion. Keeping it quite simple. Don't forget to season, but this one does have feta. Feta is quite a salty cheese, so be careful of that. And sustenance. Mise en place. I've melted my butter. I've covered my trays, ready to go. What else is happening in my kitchen? I picked a gherkin, so that's in brine, ready to turn into pickles later. And thank you, Chef Ali, for the idea. Here are some salt and vinegar chickpea snacks for later on. Nice healthy snack, better than those deep fried chippies. Okie dokie. Now I'll put you back into my trusty holder. So our phyllo, we need to make sure it stays nice and moist. So I'll only get a couple of sheets off at a time. I'm going to do two different wraps, I guess you could call it, two different shapes. Main reason, so I can remember which is spinach and which is mushroom. More to the point, so the kids will know. So when you have got your two sheets off, just make sure you wrap it back up, back into plastic or a moist, damp, not moist, tea towel. You don't want it too wet. Otherwise all of your pastry dries out and it'll be really crappy to try and make. If anybody has ever made phyllo pastry out there, get a life. It is very, very tricky. Alright, so we've got our phyllo. Now normally it's layers and layers and layers and layers of phyllo. Okay, probably about 6 layers with a little bit of butter in between. But because we're going to wrap these up, and please don't judge with this pastry brush, I don't know where the real one's gone. It'd be a lot quicker by hand, but you know, hygiene. In saying so, make sure you've washed and sanitized your hands and the bench. Let's turn that fan off, eh? Beautiful autumn day. Should have really turned the telly off as well, but you know, we might need to know that later. Okay, so that butter is what is going to go into our beautiful hot oven, and the butter will turn into steam, which will create rise in between the sheets of pastry, and then the pastry will set to give us a beautiful crisp finish. Okay, so I've got a good amount of butter, but not so much that it's swimming. I'll put a mushroom one over here. Don't worry too much if it tears. A little bit. I'm going to do a cigar for my mushrooms. And if you've ever had a cigar this big, I'm surprised you're still alive, but you know. So both vegetarian and both delicious. Alright, there is no real set way, but as long as you wrap it and hold it inside, hold all the filling inside, fold them over, a little bit more butter because, well, life's better with a bit of butter, isn't it? And that butter's going to help it stick together as well a little bit. So this one's probably the easier version. We're just going to roll it. See where that split was? Don't worry too much, because as I roll it, you can see that the split seals up, and I'm going to end up with a nice few layers. I'm going to finish on the seam. I'm going to leave the seam down. I'm going to put a little bit of butter on top. You could sprinkle with sesame seeds if you wished. And onto your tray. Bosh! One down, 500 to go. It's surprising how far this filling goes. So we're going to do a spinach one. And I'm going to attempt to remember my old triangles.
Yeah, well, that's why I'm standing here in Lyle Bay, because a week ago today, a man called Jason Campbell, who was in his 40s, was last seen here. He's been missing ever since. Now, that morning, that Monday morning, he caught up with his...
These are probably a little bit big.
For dinner that night.
Okie dokie. So, the memories. Okay, so I'm just going to fold this over. Can you see? I'll move this over just in case. Okay, so I've folded it over. You can see by folding it on that angle, I've got a triangle shape. So now I can fold this edge in, just like we did on the last one. Now there's a butter-free bit. Better get some butter all over that. You can see how quickly this pastry does dry up. It's already starting to dry. Tuck that puppy in. So now there's a straight edge this way, so I just fold it onto that straight edge. Now it angles this way, so I fold it this way. I can fold this bit over, and I can fold it in like so. Okay. Lovely. So just a little bit of butter to finish. Because this is the loose side, I'm going to stick that downwards. I'm just going to put a little bit more butter on top. Again, you could use oil instead of butter, but why would you? Done. Again, to separate, if you did all one shape, you could put some cumin seeds on one and sesame on the other. You could do poppy seeds, black sesame seeds. Okay, pastry 170. It's been in about 10 minutes. You can see golden, crisp, bubbling around the outside. The inside's delicious and creamy. Enjoy. Kia kaha.